We got a special guest here.
Mhm.
She has not only been a supporter of when it comes to us all having better health, getting ourselves on track when it comes mentally and physically. She has a YouTube channel that centers around that, but she also focuses around the health of Black love and relationships, no matter what race actually it is. And she's been an advocate ever since she's been on YouTube of those of us that have said, listen, if you don't find love in your home country, you might find love in another country. And she's always been supportive. Beautiful woman, beautiful behavior. If we could define ladylikeness in this, if we have more women in the States like this, sister, it might not be as many brothers just rolling out with these passports. But since there isn't, and she's one of a kind, or just very few of her out there, shout out to Crimson Cure as well, we just want to bring on and just show our loving appreciation for our sister and our fellow YouTuber, Chantelle Simone. Let's bring her on.
Hey guys, hey.
Hey, how you doing today?
Good. I can't believe this is my first time here.
I can't believe it either. As many times as I've been watching you and your content, and we've been sharing your content over here, it is so great to see you, and especially since this is a time period where you're kind of like taking somewhat of a hiatus when it comes to YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My show earlier was just explaining why I'm taking a step back from YouTube and protecting my peace, basically.
Can you give our audience who hadn't had a chance to see that episode just a little bit of clarity on what you shared this evening regarding you stepping away from YouTube?
Of course. First of all, can you guys hear me? Is my mic fine?
Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I've been doing YouTube for almost 3-4 years now, 3.5, 4 years. And it can get very draining, especially with the topics that we talk about. I'm sure you guys know, you get a lot of backlash from something as simple as encouraging men to go where they're loved, go where they're respected, or scratch that, go where you find peace, right? Because even if you're not using your passport for relationship, but you just go where it's more peaceful, you get a lot of backlash from that. And to me, it's been draining to my energy. And I figure that the best solution would be to just take a step back. So not necessarily get rid of YouTube, but just not be as active as I've been in the past.
It's funny that you would say that. I was watching, I think I was just staying up one night, and I was just watching a bunch of content, and it was so draining. I think I mentioned this to Andrea that I was like, I got to take a couple of days away from. It was either you I was mentioning it to, or someone else that I was mentioning. I need to take a couple of days away from certain types of content in the relationship realm. It's draining. It's one thing for us to talk about international travel, how to do it safely, things like that, places to go to. So that's a safe place for us in regards to our content. But when it comes to talking about relationships and what's going on in the States and men versus women and all that, you're absolutely correct. That could be draining.
Yeah. And then the backlash that you get from having conversation that you would think shouldn't cause a lot of backlash. You will think saying, hey, how can we better ourselves? If we want a specific kind of man, what does that man want from us? How can we become what that man wants? This is how a woman treats other women who don't fall in line with how they think your life is supposed to be. If you want to wash, cook, and clean and submit to your husband, they come over here with pitchforks to call you a pig.
No.
If you want to obey your husband, it does not fall in line with their narrative. So you are the worst of the worst. Granted, your husband could be a great provider, protector, leader, and teacher, but no, as a woman, you're supposed to be anti-men. As a woman, you're supposed to be like, I am not washing, I'm not cleaning, even though you cock up comfortable in this man's house. It exposes the lies of feminism. What feminism basically is: women who want to suffer together, women who want to be bitter together, women who want to hate men together. And if you do not hate a man, you are a pick-me. If you do not hate a man, you are a doormat. You are a man clown. How dare you not hate your husband? And how dare your husband not put you on a pedestal? How dare this man who don't know you from Adams didn't drive 45 minutes to you, even though he was at training camp? I tell you, feminism will leave you bitter, lonely, and fat. Oh my gosh, I wasn't supposed to say
Why would you say that?
Fix it.
Why would you say that?
And you will think that, that would, because you want that man, right? So you would think that you'll be open to hearing that conversation or having that conversation, and to just be faced with a lot of hate. There's only so much a person can take. And as I was saying on the live stream, there's only so much a feminine energy can take, because men can take the hate. They were built for it, right? But to just protect my peace of mind, it's the best thing to do is just take a step back.
So let me ask you, go ahead, babe.
No. What you say, hello, Chantelle, nice to meet you. What you say is completely true, because we experience that here. Sometimes it's just perfect example. One day, it just happened this year, I think. Andrea say, I'm tired, I need to sleep, babe. You remember that you spent like at least 2 or 3 days just sleeping. Like he wakes up just for eat and back to sleep, and sleep all day. And I say, babe, you mentally tired, because obviously all the information as a content creators, you got so much information. You got the stress that is leaving the world, comments, people, all of that. So you literally, it's just like like drying.
Yeah,
like,
just drain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, Andrew experienced that when he said, I'm tired, and you spent like 3 days just sleeping, you guys, just sleeping, because he got so much information in his head, in his mind, that he couldn't handle it anymore.
Yeah, it was, and a lot of it people don't realize is also, as you could attest to, Chantelle, is also the little strain of when the cameras are off. A lot of it is stressful, from learning the new equipment, to learning the new AI that's out there, to learning the new software, to what equipment that what microphone, what camera, what people don't realize how many hours that YouTubers really put in. And if you're a YouTuber that's not doing it full time, you still got a full-time job, or like in your case, in our case, you have more than one channel. That can be taxing as well. So we understand exactly where you're coming from as far as taking your hiatus, stepping back, enjoying the you. I just watched a video of an Asian girl. She built her channel up to 2 million subscribers. She's been making millions, and she felt the same way. She just took a whole year off. She just was like, you know what? Enough of this. She said, thank you. She said, I appreciate the money. I appreciate that, all the work that I put in. She said, but I needed for me to step away. For my mental peace.
And it's not necessarily forever, right? It's just to take that break. And I think another thing too, Andrea mentioned, like feeling drained. I think it's also getting around so many different energies, and like meeting so many different people, like having conversation with so many different people. That within itself can be very draining. Breaks my heart to observe, breaks my heart to witness. As I said, they're just telling on themselves. They're exposing themselves. They're exposing why feminism within itself is trash. As a woman who refuses to hate men, I'll stand proud. Call me whatever you want to call me. Call me a pick me. Call me whatever you want to call me. But I refuse to side with these bitter broads, all because they don't know how to keep a man. They don't know how to get and keep a man. I bet you half of these broads in the comment section has never cooked a meal for a man, not one day in their life.
Stop it. Get some help.
It is your girl, Chantelle. And I think a lot of people don't know I'm an introvert. So I like just my energy, just my space. So like with YouTube, and though I'm grateful to meeting so many people, my platform allowed me to meet you guys, right? When I'm in Colombia, I have people to have lunch with,
yes,
right?
You do.
But it's like, so to meet so many people, and then it's like the videos, and then the chat, and then the comments, and then it's a lot. It can get a lot.
Especially with the subject matter that you talk about. For us, like I mentioned before, we always have the opportunity to kind of like shift it and talk about the places that a person can go to, and not talk about relationships, because we for example, we consider the Passport Bro movement, and we want to say, first of all, thank you for all the support that you've given the men and the women who have considered finding love or lives in other countries, and you've always supported that, because let's kind of like backtrack on that or piggyback off of that, because that's basically what you and your family did, found a new life in a new country, correct?
Yeah, 100%.
Could you share with us just a little bit about your journey of when it happened? I do remember, and I love sharing this story with a few people when I'm talking about you, when you said that when you first got to the States and you were in high school and they automatically put you on the track team and they thought that you could just run because they thought anybody that was Jamaican could run, and you only won one race and you finally beat one white girl. You didn't even win. You kind of like, I don't want to come in last.
I didn't win. I came in second to last. That was the first time.
Just because you're Jamaican, they automatically thought, well, she can run. And you like, okay, y'all put me on the track team. Y'all.
It's so funny. I was telling that story the other day too, where it's like I walked onto the field at tryouts and I didn't even have to try out because coach was like, okay, you on the team. And then when he saw me run, I was like, but he learned a lesson that day, right? Those stereotypes.
That's true.
So I know for sure whenever he's in a conversation about Jamaicans being fast, I know for sure he's like, not all, because he learned a significant lesson and